guys, so we are in the year 2021. It is February 11th or February 10th. We are looking at the next snowstorm. We haven't had a snowstorm like this since 2016. We are on the Route 205, going about 37 miles an hour in a 2010 Lincoln Town Car. So this is the Michelin Cross Climate Plus. So we're driving on right now, all season tire or all weather tire. Just passing mile marker 22, exit 22. You see the North 205 Portland Airport there, but this is the roads we got. This is kind of what we're dealing with. As you can see, we're looking at icy roads. Give you guys a little bit of a review on the town car and the Michelin Cross Climate tires. So I would say with the Michelin Cross Climate Plus tires, obviously the tire size I'm rating on these are the factory tire sizes, which is 225 65 R17s. Oh, sorry, 225 60 R17s. I believe are the factory size for this tire. Basically, whatever the factory size is. I apologize for that, but kind of getting an idea of what it feels like. Obviously, I'm using one hand kind of on the wheel, which is why the camera angle is kind of funny, and the other one's on the other side of the wheel, so that way I don't lose control of the car, just in case. I would say the response of the tire is it's decently mannered. It's very, one thing I'd like to really note on the tire is that it's a momentum thing. So you will, when you're out of momentum, it tends to stay pretty smooth going through and through. But when you start stopping and then you try to gain momentum and accelerate, it is much more difficult, in my opinion, to maintain or to get started back again. But once you're going, I'm going like between 43 and 48 miles an hour. Speed limit's 55 on a good day. The tires are holding them well. Like I said, one thing I'll note about it is they're very quiet. You know, they absorb the road really well, and they're very soft. It's a soft compound, is what I'd venture to, kind of call it. And so it's definitely got the attributes of a very comfortable tire. Like, you have the air ride on the town car in the rear, but I really feel like, this is just, to the left. I feel like this is just a little bit of, pleasure, because it's a very comfortable tire. Like I said, when it's moving, it's very comfortable, really well mannered. When you start slowing down though, and you start to lose momentum, I feel like that's where the tire kind of comes into its bit of a challenging state. Is obviously that part is just having the momentum kind of lost. It will start to increase the traction control on this car. But otherwise, as long as you keep it at around 35 to 40 miles an hour, and you're not going through any type of terrain that'll keep, cause you to drop, I would say you're in pretty good shape. Like I said, it's very quiet. It's a very comfortable ride. It's not going to, it's not ill-mannered at all. It's actually very well-mannered, and I'm enjoying it quite a bit. It's very well suited. Like I said, it's if you need to get around a lot of the higher hills, I would venture to say maybe a winter tire might be a better fit, just because it's able to grab onto it from a stopping point. So once you're slowed down, you can kind of grab onto it a little bit better. Whereas this one, I would say, when it's kind of relying on momentum, and it'll stay on the momentum, it'll stay stable when doing it. But I would say that, you got momentum is really what helps this tire get kind of going. Obviously, we're going to be crossing now the Vancouver Bridge. Temperatures are coming in at 29 outside, 28 degrees, according to the town car here. So 29, 28. So very cold outside, very below freezing. Obviously, the car is, you can kind of feel it. So there was a warning for ice. Obviously, in Oregon, they have what's called black ice. And so you just want to be real careful. So we got a lot of high winds, we got snow, we got all this stuff that's going on right now. So I would venture to say just being really careful. Try not to overdo it. Try not to push the car too hard. You got to really get to know your car for this to be, I think, a safe experience. And you got to have confidence, man. You just got to have some level of confidence to know that it's going to be okay. And then just go for it, man. Because at the end of the day, if you start off with fear, you're just gonna make so many mistakes. And you know, right now I'm just kind of looking at it like, hey, you know what? It's an obstacle in front of me. I gotta get past it. I gotta get moving. You know, I drive a car with rear-wheel drive with an open differential, so there's no benefit. The only safety features on the car are the fact that it has traction control and ABS. That is the only thing on this car that is kind of a little behind in terms of what's available today, modern-wise. So I would say for an all-weather tire, this is a comfortable ride, and you can kind of feel it as it kind of works around the obstacles that it has. You just kind of really gotta just kind of get it on, you know, stay on control and just kind of. I'd almost kind of compare it to like hugging your car. You know, give your car a big ass hug. You know, just kind of go with it. You know what I mean? Just kind of get to know your car, and just kind of, like I said, get to know it. And you know, when you get to know your car, it makes the process so much easier. And then just like give it a big ass hug and just start, you know, moving. Because then you can do that, and then, you know, you're just every little bit of it, you know, progress is progress. So I would just get on it, and then try not to, like I said, momentum is the biggest part of this car. So, you know, you don't want to drop your speed too much, because then you'll start losing that momentum. But otherwise, I'm safe and I'm driving, I'm going forward. It's about 35 miles an hour. I would like to go a little bit quicker, but obviously I do have a car in front of me that is sharing a somewhat similar pace as me, which is, I feel like it's a comfortable pace safety-wise, since we're on a bridge. And for people that don't know bridges tend to get much colder than obviously all the solid objects around it. So
2 miles. Take exit 36 onto
it might say 29 degrees on my gauge, but the actual bridge that we're on could easily be 20 degrees. So a big difference. It could be anywhere between maybe 5, even upwards of 15 degrees colder on the bridge, especially with the bridge being so hollow and also it being so long. So it stretches it quite a bit, man. Vancouver to Washington to Oregon and Portland area. So this is the 205 bridge. And so I wanted to go ahead and make a video of you guys. That way you guys can kind of come along with me, show you guys my experience, and, you know, try to basically make that progress together, and then just kind of grow, man. Like I said, obviously it's a tire review, and then you also have the car as well, and how it reacts and how it's demeanored, and just kind of, you know, the safety features and the journey that kind of goes with it. That's a big thing, and, you know, you just kind of rock with it, man. And so yeah, this is what we got, and we're gonna go ahead and log off now, and I'm gonna post this up, and then jump a little bit to the left there, a little too much to the left, and then we're just gonna go ahead and keep moving, keep trucking. You know, I would say my biggest advice is try to stay clear of cars that are next to you. If it was me, I mean, I understand people talk about leaving a gap between cars in front of you. I'd leave a gap in cars between that are next to you, man. I really would, because it's a dangerous goddamn thing. You're more likely to spin out, I think, in general, driving a rear-wheel drive car than you are to have a problem with running into braking issues and distance with braking. So just a little bit of a thought. But anyway, I'm gonna log off, pay attention to the road a little bit more, and we will overcome this obstacle together. And I will go ahead and post a follow-up video and let you guys know what we think. Again, 2010 Lincoln Town Car, driving in the newest weather of snow and ice and all this good ice crap that we got going on today. Driving in Michelin Cross Climate Plus tires. So beautiful factory wheels, and, you know, like I said, the tires that came on them are going to be those Michelin. So hope we can kind of keep going, keeping in mind that my car also does not have, it's not 100% up to par yet. So it does need the struts in the front end replaced. It does need a couple of, you know, I went with the twin tube shocks on the rear, which is the biggest mistake of my life. So, you know, keeping everything up to date and factory as much as possible is going to be your best friend, because it will provide a more of a stable ride. So I got a car that has front end that needs to be, like, the struts on the front end need to be replaced. The check engine light is also on for an O2 sensor issue related probably to the wiring. You're already running a rear-wheel drive with an open diff, which is, you know, is a little bit more challenging to drive with. And so just, you know, I'd say just keep in mind, you know, hey, this is the obstacles you got to overcome. But there's a lot of body roll in this car. So then you combine that with the winds that we're also getting with this storm. And so it makes it probably more challenging in general than if you were to actually do this with a town car or a larger full-size sedan that was 100% where it needed to be spec-wise. So this car needs an alignment, it needs struts, it's got some issues, some stuff that it needs to be worked on, but this is what I got to work with right now. And then we'll, of course, over time we'll fix those problems that are on there. That way we can continue to have this car for hopefully another 10 more years. All right, so 2010 Lincoln Town Car Executive L Series. This is my car, and I'm very grateful to have it. And just want to go ahead and keep growing and keep building. And hopefully this video is educational for somebody out there that is learning to drive in snow or learning how to drive in weather, or if you're with this weather every day, obviously just learning that, hey, this is what you got, this is what this is what it looks like, and this is my perspective on the tires that I'm using with the vehicle that I have, and then with the limitations and the pros of the vehicle, and so on and so forth. So anyway, I'll let you guys go, and we will talk, and we'll get going, and we'll speak about this a little more later. I'm going to focus on the road, just because I'm noticing there are a little bit more cars around me. So I just want to make sure I'm not going to have the issue of kind of weaving out with that body roll that I'm encountering. So, all right, guys, have a good one. Take care. Ciao, and we'll touch base next time. All right, cool.